Welcome to another video from Dr. Locke. So what we have on the bench is the Dolphin XP-005 made by Xhorse, and this is a VVDI product. So I thought we'd take a bit of a look at it. So first thing I've had to do is I've had to install the app here, and if I go back here, it's got all the different products here, the Condor, the Dolphin, so it's all in one. The app is really good, so you just select which one it is. Now this machine here, we'll go over a few specs here. I'll give you a look at it over the top. So you've got your power button on the top, a really good handle, weighs about 10 kilos. There's a screen on top here. On the back you have your power, and you also have a USB port as well. And you can see the machine elsewhere, like, you know, there's no need to go over the actual shape of the machine. I'll give you some sizes so you can gauge on if you want to put it in your van or not. Where's my big ruler? Here it is. Okay, so from front to back, I'd give it about 330. From top to bottom, I'd give about 300. And we're talking mil, and I'd give it about 240 left to right. Now, the first thing I noticed about this machine is when it came onto the bench, I went to plug it in, and I noticed that it's actually battery powered. So when you push this button on the top, all these pretty colours and things happen. See? And down here it makes some nice little noises too. So I'll just adjust the camera there if I can. I've got to get you in a position where you can kind of see what's going on. So this is a self-calibrating machine. It self-calibrates and does all that as well. So let's go through and see how hard it is to connect. And let's see if we can just rattle off a quick key on it as well. So you get, when you buy it standard, you get this M1 jaw. You also get this other jaw, which is M2. Then you have what looks to be your Tibby jaw here, which is M3. And then there's also this other jaw here, which is B3. Now with this one here, that's more for the Citron keys. If you can see the profile of that key right there, you're never going to use it, or you might use it once every blue moon, but it's there. The only jaw I believe which is missing from this equation is the side cut jaw, where you could use it to actually cut a side cut key, but doing that is kind of like brushing your teeth with a wire brush. It's not the nicest way to do it. It can be done, but you wouldn't do it comfortably and reliably, you know, each and every time, cutting hundreds and hundreds of keys. So this little jaw right here, Condor on the back of it, looks pretty cool. You just wind it up, back it off, and rotate it around, and select which one you want. There we go. Some nice clip-ins, and you just put your key in there. So that's pretty cool, that jaw. The Tibby jaw here, once again, you've got your markings on the front. This looks to only be suitable for forward. You've got your grub screw from the back. You'd wind that out, and you've got your two screws and another one here to go in through and tighten on the shaft of it. So nicely made, good price, good quality. Okay, back to the app. Let's see if we can get this to work. Blah 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 blah. I don't think we need to read this instructions, do we? All right, well, let's go through. Precision product, yes. Highly efficient cutting, yes. Rich database. Search rich database, vehicle data, key blank data, the best tool to use. Intelligent control, built-in lithium battery. So, I mean, this machine, they've also got another machine we did a review on as well. So this machine's pretty good. If you don't have, let's say, 12 volt power in the back of your van, or if you don't have 240 volt power in the back of your van, you could just pretty much use this little tiny machine, and it is quite small. You know, do automotive every now and again, and the price on this is about, I think, about 1800 US, so it's not bad. You can also cut duplicate keys with their other machine as well, the Orange 008, I think it is, XC-008. That's also battery powered. So this battery powered idea might really be suitable for somebody out there. Free online updates, free technical support. Cool. Okay, can we, how do we launch it here? Okay, so let's go back to the home screen. Product shop, support, technical. Okay, so we want to go to select. Would you like to use Bluetooth? Okay. And it's found the device already, so it's very, how do you say, straightforward and easy to walk through. On top of the device is a little Bluetooth thing flashing. Just going to double tap that. Oh, looks like we're connected. Go to the top of the machine, ready. And we've got the Bluetooth dongle. And that red light is pretty cool as well. And this little rubber thing here, where you drop your keys, that's pretty cool as well. Like, the design is really nice. Okay, so let's go back to it. Download data. You are currently using a mobile data internet. It will charge your cell phone. Change your, okay, well, doesn't matter, just download. Okay, key machine data update, extracting. Okay, so that was all very cool, very quick. Okay, so switch 1 to 8, switch cutting machine type. Okay, so we can switch by just clicking. Okay, exit guide, exit guide, exit. Okay, so let's try and cut a key here. So first thing we've got to do is identify what key blanks we have sitting on the shelf, and I found one which we can do a demo on. It's one I haven't used in quite some time. It's an old Mercedes 2-track. So this can do single track, double track, center track, dimple keys, and also single and double-sided keys, but I wouldn't recommend that, but you can do what you like. Vehicle database. So let's go down to Mercedes. Let's see if we can just run off a quick key here and see how it talks to us and walks us through and what it does. Already it was quite easy to get, you know, connected. So this is a toughie here because I don't even know which one this exactly is. All key blanks. Alright, here we go. This looks better. HU, what key? This is an Orion key. I think it's that one. Alright, let's go for, actually, you know what, let's go for Volvo. I have a Volvo key. That one I'm going to be a lot easier to find for me. Volvo, all key blank. There we go. I think it's a HU56R. And not sure on the references. I hope they're Silka references. HU56RP. Perfect. Okay, so they are Silka references. Cool. Now, why don't I know all this? Because this is my first time using this. Clamp M2 jaw A. And they come with some Allen keys. They also come with some more cutters and some more tip stops. I know with all of them the tip stops are very fragile, don't ever drop them, and the cutters too. Always good to have more cutters because if you want to start cutting double-sided keys or anything like that, you're probably going to find they don't last too long. Okay, so right now I can see there's a nice swarf tray here. They even give you a nice paintbrush here as well, which this is a loan machine and the person hasn't even used that paintbrush, so I'll get a dirty paintbrush just to show a bit of respect and not dirty it up because it's a brand new machine. So I'm just cleaning it. The reason I'm cleaning it is I just want it to be nice and clean before we start, and also to get any swarf off that carriage because it is a fairly precise machine. I'm liking the swarf tray down the bottom here. This is something that Silka Futura has a swarf tray like this. Just clean a bit of that. Clean a bit of that. Okay, that looks really cool now. Okay, so we want for this, and I'm just going off the instructions here, right here. We want M2 clamp A. So that'd be this clamp right here, and this is clamp A, and it's marked here. So nothing could be easier. Now I'm going to slide this in. I'm going to see if it comes to a home point, and it looks like it does. That's a fixed ball bearing. I can't slide it any further, so I'm just going to nip it up. The truth is I haven't even read the instructions. So I've used these before, but you know, I haven't read the instructions. So I'm just winging it to see how easy it is. Now it's giving me a little red thing at the top here, so that's obviously where I'm going to connect it. I'm just going to connect it at the front.
Before cutting,
oh, it's talking to me.
Cutting information is correct. Cutting key should under safety condition.
Okay, Siri. Thank you, Siri. Okay, so put your finger on it, like so. Slide it all the way forward, and use a tip stop. Now, this machine did come with some sort of little piece of metal, like this, and I'd hate to lose it, but I'm going to use that as a tip stop, okay? So I'm just going to bring my jaw to, make sure my key blank is 100% flat. My tip stop is, and I'm just going to double check that, and I'm happy with that. I'm hearing a little bit of beeping up the top. Let's check what's going on there. Ready, full battery, and that. Okay. All right. So, instructions: load it, tip stop it, put your finger on, make sure it's flat. Okay. Now let's just give it a little 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Okay, you can see that. That's just a quick little, you know, funny code. It's even got unknown here. So if you've got a key that's broken, you can put in bits and pieces and it can do that. We have info, fine bitting, decode, key cutting. What about putting code? Can you put in code? No, you can't. But it does have some database in there too. Okay, so key cutting. Let's cut the key. Okay, put it in. Draw A. Tip stop it. Yes. Cutting depth recommended value. Okay, so it's going to cut it at 1.5 mil deep, and that's recommended. So we'll do that. Low speed, highly accurate cutting. Secondary pass. Plastic key, aluminium. So that right there is really good. A lot of people like to go surfing and they have a plastic key they carry with them, or an emergency sometimes it's plastic by default. So yeah, those few options, pretty good. Okay, let's just do it normal. Let's see what happens. And I'll leave my iPhone on the side so you can see what's happening. 1%. So it's automatically calibrated, and it's calibrating the cutter now. It's calibrating the key blank. So contact on these machines has always been critical. Good, clean contact. So the cutter's calibrated, and away we go. %, 7%. It's got like a little countdown timer here. This is exciting. We didn't time it, but we'll still get a fairly good idea. Now these are very small cutters, these little mill cutters, like 1.5 mil or so. So they're very, very small. I'd recommend keeping a few of them in case it breaks when you're on a job. And I wouldn't recommend cutting a single or double-sided key. It's just too much meat to take off with 1 mil cutter. Can be done, but 61% it says. It's 80%. And that is a pretty fast motor. I can hear it. Okay, 100% complete, and we've got a little green tick on it and all the rest. So that was a pretty cool first run. I mean, it didn't take too long, 2 or 3 minutes. I thought that was quite a fast time. So these drawers have to be 100% clean. Okay, just a little quick sweep there. Okay, so that was a cutting process. We know it can cut a key. We know how it cut it, and I think it cut it very well. And considering it's battery powered and everything that's going on with it, you know, I'm quite impressed. Now let's look at the finished product. Now I can see it suggested to go to that depth, but I feel it just left it one fraction high. Oh no, looking at it this way, it's done that for a reason. So they know best. Okay, so that's quite a good cut, I reckon. You know, I must say I'm impressed with this machine, comparing it to some of the others I've used. The interactive, I always think, you know, using a tablet or a phone, you know, it's not as good as having a standalone screen or whatever, but, you know, they've definitely come a long way, and it looks like, hey, it is the way to go. Okay, and also save your money, because you've got this thing in your pocket. You don't have to go buying their tablet and have to charge the tablet. When you're using your phone, you've always got your phone, it's always charged. Okay, so let's go through now, and let's try the decoding function, which is here. So how do we clear all this? Can we go back? Oh no. Okay. Normal mode, expert mode. Okay. How do we clear this? There's got to be. Okay, let's just put in any bitting. So I'll put in 2s all the way through. Now I'm going to try the decode to see if it's going to pick up what we just cut. Decode right here. Load it the same way. Okay, continue. Learn key via photo. Oh, what's this? Interesting. Let's try that. Continue. Xhorse would like to access your camera. Okay. Alright, well let's try this. It's actually going to try and decode this via photo. Never done this before. That looks cool. Let's give this a try. Where is it? Okay, here's the key here. Snap. almost. I think it needs a little bit more light. Let's move over here. Hope you can see. Go back, open, next. Okay, how do we go back? No, I don't think it had enough light to do it. Succeed. Don't allow. Please allow the app to read more photos. Okay, settings. Now we've got to go through and do that. So this is my first time using this, so just bear with me here. Okay, so I've just closed the app and I'm just going to open the app again because I'm one of those people that likes to do a hard reset. Okay, so low battery mode. Okay, cuts by bitting, vehicle database. Let's go back through where we were. We'll go down to Volvo, V for Volvo, V for Victory, V for lots of other things. Key blank. HU.
Before cutting, please confirm cutting information is correct.
Okay, so
cutting key should under safety condition.
Shush, Siri, shush. So it's automatically found the Bluetooth without me having to go to the Bluetooth settings after we've done it the first time round. Okay, now let's go back to decode where we were. Learn key via photo, continue. Okay, now we bring up this screen here and you can see what I'm doing over here, so that's cool. So I'm going to put it there. Now I've got a really nice, a much better photo. Take a photo and that's what it's coming up with. Next. Ooh, okay, so we have to do this manually. Okay, so I'm moving, can we go dot number 1? Can I move this down manually? Okay, sorry, it's dot number 4. Whoa, we're right out there. Okay, okay, dot number 1 now. Okay, yes. Dot number 2, yes. Dot number 3, yes. Dot number 4, yes. Dot number 5. Now, I don't understand why we've got dots all the way over here. I mean, that's so far off the key blanket, it's not funny. So, I think we've messed it up again. Please allow the app to read photos in your iPhone. No, we don't want to do that. Okay, so I didn't have any luck reading it from a photo, but, I mean, who kind of does that on a job anyway, right? That's only if you've got a key and you want to, you know, kind of decode it without people knowing you're decoding it. So let's whack it back in the machine like normal locksmiths do. Bring it to the front, tip stop it up, make sure it's flat. It'll be 100% flat there, otherwise you're going to get a bad cut, and I'm happy with the tip stop on it too. Okay, yes. And now, as you can see, I'll do it here. I'm going to go decode, continue. Let's see what it does. Remember our cuts? I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4 or something like that. We can read it again anyway. So it's recalibrating its guide, which is good. Recalibrating the key. Yes, found the first cut, second cut, third cut, fourth cut, 5. Now it's pretty close to that key. Like you could say, if it was between 1 and 3, it's probably at 2/3 of, you know, that height. So it's as close as it can be. Now, if that was a really worn key, we might have a few more troubles, but I don't have a really worn key to kind of test it on. Decoding, okay. And let's see what it came up with. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. I'm pretty sure that's what we put in the first place. So I'm happy with that. That was just a quick little example. Let's go back and have a look at what else we can do here as far as this machine goes. Let's see what the calibration and stuff is like. So vehicle database. Let's just go. Okay, let's just bring up a common one. Holden Commodore, which is an Australian one. GM45.
Before cutting, please confirm cutting information is correct.
Okay,
cutting key should under safety condition.
Okay, so we have info, find bidding, decode, cutting key. Let's find bidding. This function available for login users. Okay, we're not logged in. So is that where you'd enter in the code? Is there a code database on this? That's the question. Or do you have to use Instacode to find your code, your direct cuts, and then put them in? Universal key duplication. Okay. Customized key data. All keys lost. So this is a pretty cool app. I mean, it's definitely got a lot in there. All keys lost, no example. Okay, let's go to something simple, a Toyota. Aha, all keys lost. It's telling us what to look for and where the code is. Let's enter the code. 135. It's got 86. I'm going to go 87, and we see what that is. Okay, so you got to log in. So it looks like it's got some sort of online database for code finding, which is cool. That's really cool. If you've bought the machine, then you don't have to possibly buy some of the other stuff. Optional recognition bidder. Okay, it's coming soon, but we actually did try that already. Take a photo of recognized bidding. Okay, so we did that before, and you know, mixed emotions about that one. Device info, history, update, AI. What's AI? This function. Okay, so we've got no artificial intelligence. Battery life, switch device. That's cool. So I can switch between my devices. That's really cool. And we've got the Dolphin. All right, so cut a long story short, listen, I won't waffle on anymore. This machine, what do I think of it? I think it's excellent. I think it's awesome for the back of the vehicle where you don't want to start spending 10 grand or 15 grand for a key machine. You only cut keys every now and again, or you know, once a week or twice a week. I think this machine will get you out of trouble. I wouldn't be cutting single or double-sided keys on it. I think the Ford jig is, you know, excellent because the price is pretty good on that, and you know, that's a bit of a dying Ford Tibby is a bit dying, so I don't know if you'd actually, you know, lash out and buy that one. The Citroen one, once again, you know, that one's quite rare. I don't know in your neck of the woods if you're going to worry about that one. Your standard drawer here, M1, that's a must, and your standard drawer M2, that's a must, and they come with the machine, and they're like that right there is about 700 grams easy, so fair bit of weight. The finish on the machine here is like a powder-coated hammer tone, really nicely made. The lighting at the back here as well, as you can see, really good. You can see it's actually not blinding me in the face, and it's lighting up exactly what I want to see. Working in the dark is going to be, you know, a real breeze with this machine. And also the swarf tray, really nicely put together. All right, so I've given you the sizes before. I've shown you the top of it and the handle as well, and I'll just give you a bit of a tour around the side of it. So it looks like a big helmet sort of thing around the back of it. It's your USB and your power port. So I am impressed. I'm impressed for 2,000 bucks. The VVDI app is, you know, that's where you're getting a lot of bang for your buck, and that you can just swipe and change from your key reading tool to your machine, and you know, it's really cool. The online database as well is excellent. So if I was somebody who didn't have much money, you basically, you know, could do it all just from this one machine. So definitely something to consider if you're not wanting to invest heavily in automotive, but you might need to cut a key now and again. I would not use it as a single or double-sided code machine. It's just not the right sort of thing. These cutters are so small. You can see that there. Like, where's my vernier? I'll measure it exactly because, you know, when you're cutting a single or double-sided key, there's a lot of meat that has to come out, and this little tiny cutter, which is like 1.3, is it? So I just got to be careful because I don't want to break this. Is it 1.5? So that little cutter is really not enough to take all the meat when you're talking about, you know, a double-sided key. Like all that meat off on one side, all that meat off on the other side. It is a milk cutter, but they do get blunt. They do break. And when you're cutting a wave key or a laser key, single or double-sided or inline, sorry, or up the middle or dimple, you really want it all to be as accurate as possible. So you want to use the sharpest cutter you can and keep your cutters perfectly sharp and ready to use, so you don't go burning key blanks and making mistakes or having dodgy keys that don't work. So it definitely has to have a good cutter all the time, and if you go cutting single or double-sided keys, you're just going to wear your cutter out because it's just not the right thing to do. An edge cutting machine has a huge cutter, 60mm cutter, with, you know, 100 and something teeth all the way around it. When you go into it, it can remove that meat all day, every day, you know, like a HPC-1200. I would marry this with a HPC-1200. HPC-1200 to cut your single and double-sided keys, and this one would be under a $5,000 investment to, you know, US, to actually have the ability to cut, you know, your automotive keys, which would be really good for a lot of people, and very small as well. So very impressive. That's the Dolphin by Xhorse. Well, sorry, VVDI Xhorse Dolphin, and there's another couple of numbers behind it as well. But yeah, I'm giving it out of 10. I'm giving it definitely about an 8. But that's only just my quick review on looking at it. I haven't used it in the field. I haven't used it for months at a time. This is a loan machine I just got to look at and play with. And thanks, Jamie, for giving us the loan of it to play with it. Leave your comments down below what you think of it. Leave your comments down below. How good has it been for you? Are all the jaws good? Does some things work that should or shouldn't? Leave it all down below, because other people who might be considering buying this machine would definitely like to know before they buy it if something works or doesn't work. Because in that menu, there's so many things that it can do, and with all the clamps and all, there's just so many things that it can do, and it's really hard to know, do they all work like they say they do out of the box? You know, with that being said, I think the app definitely has a lot of bang for its buck. So anyway, thanks for watching. Leave your comments down below.